In Michigan, the dominant narrative holds that long prison sentences provide the severe, long-term punishment that felons deserve and protects the rest of us from them.
People who have committed acts of violence or other serious crime are cast into a category of other and considered fundamentally different from law-abiding citizens.
In 2020, Fresh Coast Alliance and Safe and Just Michigan set out to challenge this narrative.
Our From the Numbers project hopes to lift the voices of those impacted by the criminal justice system and change the narrative about people who have been incarcerated.
Hello, everyone. My name is Terry Johnson. My friends call me TJ. If we have to talk about a story, I can say that my story is a simple one, but yet it's complex. So what I'll do today is I'll present the truncated version. And that being said, I grew up in Detroit, on the east side of Detroit, and I thought that my life was normal. I thought that the things that I went through, everybody had that kind of experience. And what I mean by that is, as a young kid growing up in Detroit, we always moved. We were always finding a new home every 6 months to a year. We were always finding a new school for me to go to, so I always had to make new friends. I grew up in a home as the baby boy of three. I had two older brothers, and we were raised by my mother. My father wasn't a part of my life. I thought that that was normal. I thought everybody had just one parent. But as I grew up, life in Detroit was taking on different forms. I was the kid who was smart in school. I was always getting straight A's. I was always trying to excel in the academic area. I was always trying to outdo everybody else because I had some stuff going on where I had to try harder. I just thought that I had to do better. And so growing up in Detroit, I was exposed to a lot. I've been through a lot. At a young age, I was involved in the gangs, and we did gang activity. I didn't really know the ramifications of my involvement with that side of life. I didn't know. So as I got older, going through high school, of course, I was kicked out a couple of times, but somehow I still managed to maintain an A average in school. But I got kicked out because I was just so incorrigible. After high school, I got a scholarship to go to college. And I was like, this is my dream. I want to be a lawyer. It's like I want to do so many things. It's like, man, I have dreams. I have aspirations. I have goals. And I took a pre-law class in college. I even took a pilot course because I wanted to fly an airplane. They had a school over at the city airport in Detroit, Benjamin O. Davis School of Aviation. And I remember after my first year, and I missed my final by 1 point. And my instructor said, I need you to take my class over again. Because he saw me come in day after day, intoxicated. I thought that was normal. Didn't everybody do that? And he told me, he said, 1 point can mean life or death when you get in that airplane. But he gave me an application. He said, the airport is hiring for air traffic control. You can do that because you know radio control. I can't tell you today what I did with that application. But living that lifestyle led me to a place. At the age of 25, I found myself incarcerated. And when a judge said to me, 25 to 50 years, at the age of 25, I was like, my life is over. I don't even know how I can do that. And I remember walking into quarantine in Jackson State Penitentiary and seeing all these cages, and I said, what have I gotten myself into? It was at that moment where I said, either I'm going to be part of the problem or I'm going to be part of the solution. I'm going to do this and make myself better and not be bitter. So after 2 decades and 2 years, I say 22 years of incarceration, I was released. It's been 10 years. And so the things that I learned in prison helped me to evolve here as a citizen. I learned how to surround myself with positive people I learned how to do so many things, so many things. Today, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, I'm a homeowner, and I have investment property. And I continue to move to where I can inspire people. I'm a certified personal trainer. I'm also a certified recovery coach. Because growing up in that lifestyle, I said, I cannot acquiesce my position. I cannot remain silent when I know there's a wrong. So now I use my voice. And I reach out to help those that are still entangled or ensnared. And I help to extricate them from the fire by my experience. And I also want to say that the image that people have of guys that are incarcerated is not the norm. It is not the whole thing, because there are people who want to transform their lives. There are people who want to live different. There are people who want to inspire. There are people who want to help mess up the mess in terms of cleaning it up. I want to disturb the mess, and I use my life as an example and say, I'm going to mess up the mess so we can clean it up. I know that's a different terminology, and sometimes people say, man, what is that? I want to come in and mess up what's already messed up so we can clean it up. So I use my life now as an example, and I say that today I am grateful. I am grateful from my experience, but I know that I am not my experience. I am now a tax-paying citizen. I am a community leader. I am a community activist. And I step up to the point where people say, we look to you because you're a good example. I'm not trying to set a good example. I'm trying to be a better human being. I'm trying to be a decent human being, an asset to my community, and an asset to humanity as a whole. So with that, I say thank you. My name is Terry Johnson. You could call me TJ.
Terry, thanks for sharing that part of your story. You mentioned that you'd been home 10 years now, and the transition seems to be, there were some challenges at the very beginning with employment, things like that. But overall, as you stayed committed to the course and obviously making the right choices in the midst of that, you were able to come into a place to where you doing what you love to do. You talked about recovery, fitness, and
absolutely,
and, doing the thing that you love to do, and then you're able to use that gift and that desire and ability to help other people. And you made a statement at the end, you're helping to clean up what you helped mess up, and now you get to use that as a tool to empower people. Tell us about that. What is the satisfaction that comes from being able to help specifically formerly incarcerated people and even those who are battling addiction with their health and wellness?
I think the gratification is knowing that you've helped shape and transform a life. You know, because we can spend our lives trying to do all kind of things, getting money, you know, developing relationships and going into business. But if those things are not satisfying a deep longing that's inside, because each and every one of us have a deep longing, and that longing is so human at its core that material things cannot fill that void. And so when you can go into a person's life and help transform, shine a light, point a direction, or be a mentor. When you can do those kind of things and it really sticks, and you see a person come out of the pit and now they're in the palace, that's, to me, that's just like, wow, it's incredible.
It's rewarding.
It's so rewarding. It's so rewarding because we talk about miracles. The biggest miracle is seeing a life transform. That's the biggest.
Good. You know, also during the time that you shared a piece of your story with us, you talked about being a better human being, right? When you think about that statement, how do you want people to look at TJ? How do you want people to view you and your humanity?
Let me say it like this. I battle with my lesser self on almost a daily basis. I don't even have to worry about when he's going to show up or whatever it is, because I know he'll show up and he'll be chaotic. So whenever he shows up, I punch him in the mouth. So it's like, pow, you know. But I say that to say that when we talk about being a better person, my name at one point used to be Mud. You know, people would say my name, they'd be like, here come Terry, oh man. But now I have people saying, we need to go talk to Terry. And I think when you talk about being a better person, that lets me know that I'm nothing like I used to be. Whereas people used to run from me, now they run to me. And I think that's the greatest thing. Biblically, there's a scripture that say, people that love your law will be glad when they see me. And it didn't always be like that. It used to be something completely different. And just having that little word, that little scripture right there, and then seeing it walking, that does the job for me. It's like, wow, that's it. I'm a lot better than I used to be. Yeah,
Thank you, Terry. I appreciate you sharing that.
no problem. My pleasure. My pleasure.